I want to thank everyone here for coming today. I'm Noor, I'm project manager at BAF, and I would like to start off with some quick background about our BAF programs. I see so many familiar faces here, so I know most of you guys know this. So, Blockchain Acceleration Foundation is a 503 nonprofit that starts university accredited blockchain courses. We have been building projects and connecting our members to opportunities in the industry. And what's really cool about BAF is that we're actually governed by the leaders of our affiliated university blockchain clubs. And I just want to quickly thank the support that we get from our sponsors who made all of this work possible. BAF is funded by Algorand Foundation, Protocol Labs, Ethereum Foundation, and other incredible individual donors. And sorry, I'm very happy to organize this week's event with Near Protocol and the Near MetaBUILD Hackathon, which started pretty recently. Today, we're going to dive into the future of Near and how the MetaBuild Hackathon can help the ecosystem, even if you're a beginner, because they have an amazing welcome track. And I would like to welcome our amazing speaker, Dorian, who is a front-end developer and media content creator at Near Protocol. So thank you so much, Dorian, for coming today. And special thanks to Alexis, the lead of our content team, for all his hard work and promoting today's event. So Dorian, if you could start by telling us a little bit about yourself and how you started your Web3 journey for all of the people listening today who might also be starting their Web3 journey. So
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I knew about like blockchain, so I started my Web3 journey actually during the quarantine, like during 2020. So I knew about blockchain, I knew about like cryptocurrency. I was getting like starting like, investing with Robin and stuff. So I had owned some cryptocurrency in the past, but I didn't know too much about it. And while I was going through actually a career change, I met the former lead of DevRel at Near, named Peter DiPaolo, through my friend Ken, who kind of like introduced me to Near. So I haven't heard about Near before, but I was interested to learn more about it. We were talking like over the course of a few weeks, and I was like playing around with their technology and just like kind of realized, I found it like very approachable in terms of like, it's like easiness. And I was like, was an entry level developer at the time. So I kind of realized, and like I kind of realized just how easy it was to actually build applications on here. And we came up with this idea to make a series. So the YouTube series was called Blockheads. It's still, we still make episodes now, but I'm more of a DevRel member at this point. But but we made like a YouTube series where we created applications, created tutorials, as whatever idea came to my mind. Like I would just make and post the process on YouTube to kind of display what like a beginner developer would look like building applications on Near. Did that, and I got the role as a contractor for Near for a while, and that contracting role turned into a full-time role for developer relations on Near. Even past that, like as I was going through a development process, I was like able to compare my development experience to like other like chains, just like and just kind of realized just how like easy it was to write smart contracts and deploy like your projects onto the Near blockchain.
cool. And what was your background when you got into blockchain? Like, what did you do at school, and how was your transition from Web 2 to Web 3?
Yeah, so actually, I went to school for actually like mechanical engineering, but took some like web development courses and computer science courses, but with college, just because I kind of like felt my interests like drifting towards that. Then afterwards, after graduated, I was like working in the field for a bit. I kind of just like on my off time after work, I would take like online courses, and like the interest turned into more of like a goal to get into web development. So I started like making like projects and just try to start my own like freelancing company, and had some like small gigs here and there. And then it's like right around time when I was like actually taking these like online courses and like finishing them up, like I was that's when I like actually met with Peter. So it was kind of like building up my portfolio, like just doing like small projects around for freelancing.
Yeah, that's honestly so similar to my journey. I kind of just started as a freelancer, and then I started joining some awesome communities. and connecting with people. And I kind of built myself up from there. Also, I like how you mentioned content creation, because content creation for me was also a pivotal point in my Web3 journey. Because when you create content for people to see out there, it kind of pushes you to learn more and learn how to distill these complex concepts for people who are completely new to it. And it also helps you think from like first principles. And the best way to learn something is by teaching someone else. So
Mhm.
if someone here wants a way to like learn while also producing something out there, I think content creation is awesome, especially in a space like crypto where it's really important to have good, trustworthy content out there in a place where we're bombarded with like so much, I don't know, like a load of information, and not all of it is that valuable. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Teaching has always been like my favorite like tool for study in a way. Like even in
Yeah.
college, just like trying to organize study groups, trying to make trying to be help to others, but also just reaping the benefits of being able to think through the concepts in the way you can explain it.
Yeah. And it really helps build a name for yourself, because it's really important to put yourself out there. That's how you connect to people. And that's how you start engineering your luck in a way, so that people know who you are by what you write and what kind of content you're putting out there. So yeah, Dorian, if you could tell us a little bit about the Near ecosystem, how is it different from other blockchains, and tell us more details, like what really drew you to Near?
So what drew me to Near personally, again, is just like honestly, it's ease of development and approachability. So at the time, like I was a JavaScript developer primarily with like Node.js, so like that's kind of like what I was most comfortable with, like with JavaScript. So just like trying to learn how to like say write a smart contract on Near. When I first was thinking about like you have to like learn a whole new language, you have to like how many new concepts you have to like think about. Um, Getting past the terminology was just it's kind of funny, but like but with like Near, we have two like we essentially like allow users to like write their smart contracts in two different languages. So one is assembly script and one is Rust. The assembly script kind of made it really easy just to kind of like experiment with the technology. Because they just, assembly script is essentially a dialect of TypeScript, which is just built on top of JavaScript. So it's essentially just felt like JavaScript. Um, and then their SDK was actually really easy to get like get upboarded into. So I learned how to like store information onto a blockchain off of it. Their account system was really unique. So like something I can talk about. Um, yeah, so something that like kind of helped make Near like I don't know like Near stand out was like their human readable account system for example. So like on general blockchains, you have this like long string of like numbers and letters that essentially is your public identifier for your account, right? Um, Something that was like kind of cool with Near was that you have like this human readable account system, being like you can have your name as easily recognizable as like a social media profile name. So like for example, I can have like Dorian.near as my way to like identify my wallet and use my wallet as like my way to log into decentralized applications. It was a very familiar process from like the Web 2.0 experience, rather than like the having like say like a MetaMask wallet and you have like this like long hash of strings of numbers that like kind of seem a little scary to I feel like people who are coming into the environment. So like I can like talk to my brother who say like isn't really experienced blockchain, just like show him this like wallet that's really recognizable to him, show him the process to log into decentralized applications. It's all really familiar to him. It's all very like Web 2.0. It's not like a huge leap of like knowledge you have to take to get into the space. So yeah, it's just like these like familiar, easily approachable technologies that Near has created that like was kind of like the main like draw for me initially. I don't know if that answered your question.
Yeah. I also like how Near's main differentiator is just being so approachable to people like myself with like little to no knowledge about like the technicalities of blockchain. And it has this like common sense onboarding that really helps me as like someone who's still like who's still new to developing on blockchain. but can you tell us a little bit about who is building on Near? What kind of big projects are out there on Near?
Yeah, so we have a couple of really cool projects going on. For example, we have Aurora, which is kind of like one I've been working with a lot. Essentially allows you to launch or deploy smart contracts from the Ethereum network, bringing in Solidity onto Near. So it allows for a lot of portability between these two chains. We have Mintbase, which is essentially like a NFT marketplace maker. And Pros, which is like a kind of also an NFT store to allow you to deploy different forms of art or NFTs onto their platform, which is really cool. We also have some really cool. Let's see. We also have some. We also have I forgot what it's called, but I think it's called a Flux for prediction markets. So you can invest on, say, just probability outcomes and not invest, but essentially invest on the outcomes of probability and see if you can actually reap rewards from that. And we also have some cool community initiatives I think a while ago I was working with I was talking to someone who was trying to find a way to build a microbond platform in the city of Berkeley. We were interviewing one of the city council members from there. So just seeing community development projects being brought up on the Near platform is really cool. And if anybody's interested in seeing what else is going on into the space, you can go to awesomenear.com just to see all the cool upcoming projects they're appearing. We also have Ref Finance, which is a multi-purpose DeFi platform that's actually built on Near, and Pulse, which again is for decentralized prediction markets. So yeah, some really interesting stuff that's happening.
Yeah, cool. I like Mintbase. I've used it for a little bit, which was built on Near, right?
Yes.
Cool. Near also has their own utility token called Near. Can you tell us a little bit about governance on Near?
Governance, you mean in terms of say DAOs or?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have some of our one of our biggest DAOs is called Sputnik DAO. So we also have this cool new thing called Astro, which is coming up, which kind of you could think of it the Sputnik DAO version 3. Astro is this really cool thing that's that we just launched, which essentially allows users to create DAOs easy as they would a Facebook group, right? So with that you can make proposals fairly easily. You can sit at a board and vote on proposals to see if your team or your organization wants to fund certain ideas. We have in our Sputnik, we also have a creatives DAO, which allows which enables artists to be more or to dive into their creative ideas even more. A lot of things for music and let's see, what's one of our musical DAOs called? Sorry, I have to think about this one. Yeah, I have to think about it more. But yeah, so definitely I don't know if anyone's interested in learning more about our DAOs, you can look up DAO or the Human Guild, and they can give you a lot of really cool information about what's going on with our DAO space and governance.
Yeah, I also know that on Near it's more efficient for developers to redeploy their existing dApps that they built using other blockchains on Near. And that's also something Near wants to further expand on in the future. So could you tell us more about that and just the future of Near, the big things coming up, and where you see Near in the next few years?
Yeah, so to your earlier point about deploying from other blockchains onto Near, that's definitely done through Aurora. We've been working with the Aurora team for a good while now. I actually made friends with a few of their DevRel members back in Lisbon. Yeah, it's really cool. So if you have a project that's written in Solidity or written in something on the EVM or Ethereum virtual machine, they give you the tools to be able to easily deploy that contract onto Near. As I understand, I think they're working towards being able to like say transfer NFTs between the two chains, but I think it's something that's still kind of like upcoming. But for now, like yeah, like you can use like Aurora to like deploy as contract engineer, and like I think Near also wants to help support like, you know, trying to take over. We're trying to like build a community, right? We're trying to like support projects, support ideas, support like even like multi-chain projects, right? We want to help like build this like strong DeFi network. So, I mean, I think, I think like that could be done. It could be achieved with the different technologies that Near is actually implementing, say through like our Nightshade, which is like, our sharded platform, which allows for like massive, incredible scalability for its users, for a chain in general. So as the chain grows, like, you want like, at least from what I've been told, like you're not going to, we don't have to expect like, say, like astronomical like transaction fees to incur, even as the chain gets bigger. And what's kind of cool also about like our technology is that like as the chain grows, like you don't like having like losses in speed because of our Nightshade sharded network. Also, and again, like in like what's kind of cool, like in terms of, like say the future of Near is like as this chain grows, it's still going to remain like relatively environmentally friendly. Like even like now, like say just like compared to like Bitcoin, like I think like every transaction on Bitcoin it costs about like or produces about like 0.3 tons of CO2 per transaction, resulting in about like 37 million tons of like CO2 produced per year, and like Near per year, like at least at this point in time, like only produces 174 tons of CO2 at about like 1,000 transactions per second. So you like just in terms of like its environmental impact, it's like I don't know, like it's a very environmentally conscious like blockchain. So hopefully, as more projects get deployed onto Near blockchain, like or more users come, like we can like decrease the CO2 production of the blockchain space in general.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dorian. That's such a important. Also, guys, if any of you has any questions halfway through this, please just request to speak and feel free to interrupt us at any time, because I know all of this can be new to some of you. I know Cameron just joined and he just requested to speak. So Cameron, if you could introduce yourself and tell us.
Hey everybody. How's it going? Thanks for hosting, Noor. And hi, I am the founder of BAF, and also I work at Near, so a little biased on this front. But I just wanted to sort of expand some of the use cases of DAOs as well, because for DeFi applications, every DeFi protocol is going to need a treasury to manage the tokens, and all of this is currently done in DAOs. And if you're building a DeFi protocol, it's super easy to spin up your treasury DAO with Astro. So I think that's one of the key indicators, like one of the key use cases for DAOs right now. And then I just want to sort of like expand upon that before, because there's some DeFi builders in this room. And then the second thing is, Near is actually certified carbon neutral. We plant trees for every piece of I guess like carbon emission that we emit. So that's super cool, and you can find more information on our blog about that. But yeah, just wanted to sort of like chime in with the DAO thing, because I think DAOs are the sort of future of web, of like social media in a way. But not everyone is going to move from Twitter to a new platform. What's cool about Sputnik and Astro framework is it's completely composable with all the other apps in the Near ecosystem, which means you're able to, let's say if you have a NFT API, minting API, you're able to just with a few lines of code actually integrate that as a feature in your DAO, and even connect your DAO to Facebook and Twitter and Discord, and do voting and everything within those channels that your communities might already live in. And so I think that this is one of the killer app blockchains is governance. And so if you're at all interested, just go to, I think it's just astrodao.com, but I will double check, astrodao.com, yeah, to learn more. Just wanted to add that. And thanks for organizing, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Cameron, for joining. And thank you guys for sharing all of these cool things about Near. I hope our audience learns more about it. Dorian, do you have any tips on the best ways for someone to kickstart their Near journey and learn more, and what kind of technologies they could explore, best DAOs to join, things like that.
Yeah, for sure. So we have like a variety of like different educational channels that you can dive into. Something I would definitely encourage like anyone who just wants to get started and like get like ramped up onto Near would be Near Universities. You can go to www.near.university to like see the resources we have there. It's kind of where we compiled all of our educational resources. We also have different like community driven channels such as the Near forums. You can go to gov.near.org to check out our Near forum and our Near wiki as well. We also have different support channels too. So we have you can jump into our Discord channel, send me a message if you want to. I'm always on there, like we're always on there, like answering support questions and whatnot. So you can go to near.chat, like if you type in near.chat into your browser, it'll guide you to the Discord invite link, and you can always find me there, find some of the other DevRel members there, and we can like always like answer your questions, typically of any nature as well. We also have office hours every day at 11 a.m., which is, sorry, this is a ton of information, but try to do what we can to help our developers. So we have office hours every day, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard, where me and like 3 other DevRel members typically are online to talk about anything from like just ideation to troubleshooting development questions. So we're there to help you as well. And lastly, we have we also have you can also just go to near.org to like see all of our information there. It's kind of our main like front page. So if you go to near.org and go to our docs from there, you can see our community hubs. You can see links to our DAO pages as well. It should all be there. So typically, if you forget like anything that I mentioned here in the support channel, just go to or in terms of these support resources, go to near.org, and most of it is there, and near.chat to ask me these questions.
Yeah, awesome. Also, the best way to learn more about Near and blockchain would be to participate in the MetaBUILD Hackathon that we actually wanted to talk about today. And it has a 1 million prize pool and so many interesting resources and challenges, with like a cool welcome track for those who have an app that they already built on another blockchain and they want to integrate Near, and also for non-blockchain developers who want to get their crypto journey started. So Dorian, could you tell us more about the MetaBuild Hackathon and all the exciting stuff that you guys are launching?
Yeah. So like we were like back in from like August to September. We were really happy with like how like the first MetaBuild like came out. Like it was a bunch of cool projects, like really inspiring to see all the collaboration. And as you mentioned, this time we're doing like something a little bit different. We have like 2 tracks, one called the welcome track and one called the native track. One called the welcome track and one called the native track, to help focus on different like levels of difficulty of different blockchain developers. So there are like different prize pools for either one. I can go into that in a minute. Let's see. Participants this year can build their smart contracts using Rust or like a semi-script to launch their Web3 applications. And you can even like migrate your project from, say, EVM or from Ethereum onto Near if you have your projects already built using the Aurora bridge. So again, you can use the Aurora bridge to submit your projects from like Ethereum to Near, which is pretty cool. And let's see, right now, we have like a good amount of participants joining, and you should definitely jump in as well. Like as mentioned earlier, like the total prize fund is valued up to $1 million, which will be distributed to different teams and different projects based on a particular judging criteria, which I can also get into if you have time for that right now. But typically say the submission project or submission flow would be you submit your URL, you submit your project to whichever track you're going through, being the native track or the welcome track, as well as a video. So it's a pretty straightforward process. You have a bunch of sponsors such as Aurora. Sorry, here we go. Yeah, a bunch of sponsors like on are available for you guys as well to connect with, such as like Aurora, such as Octopus, the Octopus Network, Near Foundation itself, and Mintbase, and much more. Yeah, like I can talk more about the judging criteria or any information you guys want me to dive into more here.
Yeah, guys, please feel free to request to speak and interrupt us at any time. This is awesome because at MetaBuild you could use languages you already know to build. There's so much to do, like from DeFi, Web3, gaming, digital art, infrastructure apps. There's a sustainability project prize, biggest idea prize, most potential impact, best design. So many cool prizes, so much support to the developers and the participants in the hackathon. Dorian, yeah, if you could tell us about the judging criteria and any tips and tricks for hackathon participants for MetaBuild.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the judging criteria typically is based off of like, say, technical implementations, like how's your project actually interact within your blockchain, and then like the quality of like your actual code and your like your development like throughout the actual hackathon. The potential impact. So like, is your project open source? How big of an impact will that project have on the near ecosystem? Just the quality of the idea as well. Design of the in the actual design of the project. So in other words, like how creative or how unique is the project, and like project sustainability. So like, is the plan for your project like thought out? Is it realistic? And yeah, and again, just like good demonstration on like just use of the actual technology. And what was the second part of your question all the time? Oh, just like tips and tricks on how to be successful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely just like be creative, be like I think like definitely like show passion and like show like passion to your project. Like that's that's definitely just gonna stand out. It's gonna show into your work. You're able to join teams as well and like be very communicative, like open like with your project, like help each other out. But I mean, you're allowed to join and like build something on your own, but like you can join teams and ideate and like talk with your team members and like talk about this project's growth. Think about like the end user as well. Like when you're submitting your project. So like if you're if you're doing an application, like make sure it has a clear audience. Maybe like treat it like a product, right? Because like it would be cool just to see a project it's always the idea story of like a project starting like a hackathon and like turn into something bigger is always like just really cool, right? So like so maybe like I think overall like just like if I had to like sum up like all my advice with like one thing, just maybe like treat your project like a product, right? Like and kind of like go into it with that mindset and like make a good selling point like in the submission video for it too. Yeah, don't forget that human element, I think.
Yeah. I wanted to share a couple like dates, like the timeline for the hackathon. This is actually the registration period that started December 15th. And then the registration and submission period is from December 22nd to February 14th. And then winners will be announced March 1st, I believe. So the judging period is from February 17th to February 24th. You could find all the necessary details on the DevPost website because they have a page for it. And I wanted to take a moment to announce the community partnership program at MetaBuild that is powered by BAF. Over the course of these 8 weeks, this partnership program is going to expose hackathon participants and educate all of this promising talent to a lot of interesting stuff in Web3. What you're going to get out of this as a blockchain community is to get together within your community to contribute, learn, and win really exciting awards. You could organize your own workshops, and source top-tier speakers and mentorship from BAF and from NEAR for your club meetings. When I say community, I mean either a guild or a blockchain organization or a blockchain club at universities. So you could organize workshops, co-organize workshops with us, and we can help you source resources, speakers, mentorship, your club activities for your members to hack together on NEAR. And you could have an accelerated pathway to curriculum building for your own club with the help of BAF and NEAR to get more involved in the space. This is very interesting because if you have a winning team that your club or your community refers, or your guild, your team, if your team wins, your community can win up to 10% the team's bounty covered by NEAR. So if your team wins the prize at the hackathon, your community is going to get 10% of that, and it's not from the team's prize. It's separate from that. And this can be a huge incentive for your community to get more teams to participate in the hackathon. Also, I wanted to quickly mention the amazing things BAF does for blockchain club acceleration. We've been connecting clubs with funding for and social events, assistance and sourcing speakers, sponsors for your hackathons or your meetups, and we help you by connecting you with amazing people from the space to get strategic advice on how to navigate the bureaucracy at your school, how to promote mass blockchain adoption, establish partnerships with other active organizations. We also have office hours to discuss club development and help with new projects you want to launch, whether it's starting a consulting track or a token delegation at a DeFi protocol, programs like that. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly share all these really interesting resources we have for blockchain organizations or clubs. And then we also have a BAF recruiting program where we connect members with career development opportunities in the space. BAF is essentially a talent machine. We successfully placed members at companies such as NEAR, Solana, MetaMask, Protocol Labs, Dystopia Labs, Index Co-op. And we are going to launch a job board on the website that's going to come up at the end of this year. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. Speaking of recruiting, I just wanted to talk to you, Dorian, about your experience at NEAR and why you chose to work at NEAR. What's the culture there like, and do you recommend it to our BAF members?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so my experience this year has been fairly actually really a lot of fun, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of really inspiring, creative, driven people that work at NEAR. I mean, I don't know. You can go into the NEAR's website and see just a list of their of the people who work here for competition members who've worked at these big companies like Google, Facebook, and just who have started their own companies as well, and have just helped build up the NEAR platform. The community, in terms of just the developers I've seen being here, has also been fairly inspiring. Like when I was I went to a conference that we held in Lisbon just a few months ago, and I think NEAR does a really good job of trying to set itself up as a project-focused blockchain, if that makes sense. So I don't know, we it's just seeing people who are passionate, it's not just about the rewards you can get from say NEAR itself, but the it's about what they're building essentially, if that makes sense. So I think that is that's just been a lot of fun to really see. And yeah, again, just in terms of my choice of joining NEAR, when I met the head of DevRel at the time, Pierre DePaulo, he's just very inspiring, very cool, very lively, just always had this way of building a strong community and team on NEAR. And just the team itself, ever since then, even though it's evolved and changed, we've still kind of have held that same demeanor and that same level of encouragement, I think, and excitement. Yeah. So I mean, I definitely, in terms of, it's just been very enjoyable.
Cool. Are you involved in any other communities outside of NEAR? like Web3 communities?
Typically, like not too much. Like typically, I just like go to like blockchain meetups, say in San Francisco, primarily, since that's where I live. And just like see what's going on, just like try and make more friends within communities, see what people are building and what the other technology is doing. But no, at least for my own like outside of near like experience, it's mostly it mostly just resides in near and just like my interaction with people who work with other blockchains.
Cool. Just to wrap things up, unless someone in the audience wants to request access to speak, you can interrupt us at any time. Dorian, could you like just any final advice that you would give to people who are still struggling to build their way through crypto and Web3? Just how, like, looking back when you were completely new to this, what do you think was the best advice that you had from mentors or people who helped you through this?
I think like I know when I was starting off in the blockchain space, I think just I think something I remember vividly just like being confused about was like the terminology. I think like just like being exposed to like wallets, wallets, faucets, non-fungible tokens, fungible tokens, just like getting used to like all the terminology was like interesting because it was just words I haven't like really heard before. But I think just like I think just kind of like focusing on one of the decentralized aspect, and then two, just like say like I don't know. I think like just like focusing on just like the outcomes, like it's just kind of like helps clear it up, and like talking to people, like talking to, if you guys have any questions, you can always like talk to me. Like in terms of like what's actually happening in the blockchain, like how to like get involved or get around, at least like with the technology side of like the blockchain space. Going to blockchain meetups is like always a great way to like meet people, to like learn more about like how they got involved and how like how you can like learn faster. I think just like talking to people is a great way just to make it seem less like intimidating and less scary. And then, like I said, and with Near itself, like if you go to like if you want to like do this on your own, you want to figure it out on your own, you could go to like Near University, and there's like it covers like some like the high level concepts or ideas of like blockchain as well. So it's definitely a resource you can use to just like get onto space on your own, like rather quickly, if you don't have the means to go to a meetup or a group. Yeah, so like I'd say just getting involved with the community and just or using education resources like as a means of like getting in is like it's like very, very helpful. You can always find, like, if you go on, like I said, if you go to near.chat, that's like a way you can at least get started, right? And you can find people there to point you in like the right directions of like how to keep learning, how to keep growing, and hopefully a less intimidating way.
Yeah, no, totally. I think for me personally, placing myself in the right communities really helped me throughout my Web3 journey, because it does get kind of discouraging at some point when you bump into challenges where you feel like you're the only person dealing with this, but no, there are so many people dealing with the same stuff and you could hack together. And I believe that in crypto, joining communities early can be extremely rewarding on the long run. So positioning yourself with the right people at the right time can have incredible value in the future. That's why I really recommend BAF, because I got to meet amazing people. We have weekly meetups that are online, and we get to bring in amazing people like Dorian, where you get to learn, ask questions, and connect, and potentially get a job. So yeah, for coming. Thank you guys for listening, even though I know it's super early at some places in the world. Usually we have our meetups later in the day, but we really didn't want to miss out on this info session with MetaBuild. I hope you guys participate. Let us know in the Discord if you're looking for teammates. We're going to organize more workshops. We're going to do our best through the community partnership program to support your teams. And yeah, thank you so much for coming. And for those who missed today's meetup, it's going to be recorded and it's going to be on our YouTube channel and on our Spotify. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Dorian, for coming.
Thank you for having me.